In 1899, there was a war in South Africa. Canadian soldiers were involved. At the time, the preferred military rifle was the British-made Lee Enfield 303. Unfortunately, the Canadian government was unable to acquire this gun from the British manufacturers. The Canadian government decided that Canada would have its own rifle, a new rifle designed by Sir Charles Ross. The Canadian military tested this new rifle. They found problems with the rifle. It would jam and misfire most often when in rough conditions where there was mud and dirt. It is important to remember that during this point in history, wars were fought in trenches. Trench warfare was carried out in harsh, filthy conditions in the mud. The Ross rifle was deemed to be a quality weapon on the firing range in clean and controlled conditions. It was also very accurate and could be used by a sniper to hit a target 500 meters away. This rifle was fine for sporting use and target practice. It was not a weapon for trench warfare. The Ross rifle was issued to soldiers, and even with negative feedback, Sir Charles Ross assured the problems could be fixed with slight modifications to the rifle. Sam Hughes, the head of the committee that tested the rifle, agreed. Even though the problems with the Ross rifle continued in World War I, the gun was put into trench soldiers' hands. The Canadian 1st Division, while fighting in Ypres, found their Ross rifles jamming, and in desperation took the Lee Enfield rifles from dead British soldiers in order to survive the battle. Even with this information being delivered to the Canadian military, the Ross rifle was issued to the 2nd Division when they were fighting in France. The same result occurred. By 1916, over 400,000 of the flawed rifles had been manufactured. However, the new Commander-in-Chief, Sir Douglas Haig, ordered that all Ross rifles be replaced by the British-made Lee Enfield. Sam Hughes, who was the Minister of Defense, disagreed and soon resigned. Sam Hughes had been wrong about the Ross rifle since its inception. By ignoring the facts, many Canadian soldiers died. By 1918, the Ross rifle was no longer manufactured.